But let's start off talking about Chelsea. They make it 6 games unbeaten under Potter.
Sorry, someone's put it a deal. You owe a deal apology as well, don't you?
Well, you've got to phone up.
Oh, they will. A deal if you're listening, phone up.
Don't put a deal through, another one, don't put him through. Graham Potter's Chelsea beat Aston Villa 2-0 this weekend thanks to a Mason Mount brace after the game. He spoke about what the Englishman brings to the team. He sort of did. Ryan took him for the button. We'll come back to that in a minute. While you're finding that, let's talk about the performance. Oh, is it ready now? Okay, press play and then we'll talk about the performance. Come on, Ryan, up you go.
I think he's capable of that under anybody's tutelage, to be honest, because he's a fantastic player and he's got the quality. He works hard for the team. It's not easy in the Premier League to continually score and assist, but he's got the attitude, he's got the intelligence, he tries his best. So when you've got those characteristics and you've got his quality, there's always a chance that it turns in your favour. I
thought Mason Mount was excellent against AC Milan in the week. He, along with Kepa, we've got to talk about Kepa. These are 2 players that have sort of found their new form under the new manager. Has Mason Mount cemented his England spot, not just in the squad, because we know he's a guaranteed squad member, but in his place in the starting 11 after his recent performances under, it has to be said, not just in the Chelsea shirt, but under Graham Potter. I don't know what Potter said to him or what the advice he's given him, but he just looks more confident. His one-touch football seems to be a lot better. He's shooting now.
I think at the start he had a slow start to the season, and by his standards, of course, he's come off the back of his best ever season last season. He was very good, 11 goals, 10 assists. I mean, that is the last time he hit up numbers like that in the league was when he was at Vitesse back in 17-18, so he was brilliant last season. This season started off relatively slow, but since Graham Potter's come in, and it's almost like he's given that new sense of belief. Now, you look at Gareth Southgate took a lot of stick when there was the whole Grealish, Mason Mount, that people felt like Mason Mount, unfairly so, was like Gareth's son, but Gareth always picked him because he could trust him. Thomas Tuchel always played him. Frank Lampard, where people were saying, no, you're only picking him because he reminds you of himself, reminds him.
I'll get it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because he's a good player. Graham Potter's coming. He's getting a lot of minutes again because he's a good player. And even when he's not playing well, he works incredibly hard as well. So the 2 goals he scored, I mean, there's question marks around both, for starters. With Tyrone Mings with the header, I mean, I don't know what's going on there.
What was that about?
And then the goalkeeper for the free kick.
Martinez, do you think so? Or
yeah, 100%.
It did sort of whiz and fizz 2 different ways.
It went in the middle of the goal.
It ended up. I think you've been a bit harsh. It ended up in the middle of the goal.
It's a top goalkeeper doesn't get beat by that free kick.
Okay. Talk just briefly about the other goalkeeper, Kepa, who looks fantastic. How much of that is down to the fact that he's got a much better defence in front of him now than perhaps Mendy did or even Kepa did the last time he was in goal?
Yeah, that's got a lot to do with it, but also he's had a run of games in the team. I think he's 7 on the bounce now, where he's played 90 minutes. Obviously, first played against Zagreb, then Mendy got injured, then he got his opportunity. And he's been playing really, really well. So it's about him getting up to speed as well. But to be fair play to him, because he's had a lot to do with since he's been at Chelsea. The price tag. Then he had the whole situation in the Carabao Cup final
2019,
where he wouldn't come off.
Yeah. Do you know, it's interesting you mention that, because I was looking online about, sometimes you go to websites and you see what the sort of fans from what they think. A couple of fans were suggesting they can't really take to Kepa just yet because of what happened in the 2019 final when he refused to come off.
It was so disrespectful to the club, his teammates and his manager.
But those saves he made, there was a sort of treble save he made, but then there was the header. I think it was Danny Ings was just under the crossbar and he sort of pulled it out. I mean, that was... You're not giving him credit for that because you think Ings should have scored, which he should have done. But still, for the keeper to get to it was ridiculous.
Fantastic goalkeeping, you'd have to say that. But I can understand that because fans, they don't forget very quickly. They remember exactly what's going on, and at that period where he didn't come off, he disrespected. And then obviously they went on to lose that final, which didn't help. But right now he's playing really, really well. He seems to have got his confidence back, because if you can remember, I think it was a 19/20 season, where every shot went in. He had a period where they were going underneath him. He couldn't save anything. It was confidence was completely shot. Now it looks like Graham Potter's gone in and said, you know what? I'm going to give you an opportunity. It's up to you to take it. And he's done that. And for me now, you'd have to say he's Chelsea's number 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Chelsea at the moment, they're 4th on 19 points. They've got a game in hand. They're 8 points off Arsenal, 4 points off City. Can Chelsea win the league?
Of course they can. They're in the mix.
Chelsea can win the league, can they?
Of course they're 5th.
I know, but they've got to get above Man City, obviously.
With all they can keep doing is what they're doing right now, is winning games. And if they keep doing that, they'll keep closing the gap, till eventually people will look and go, wow, Chelsea are there or thereabouts. Then it's up to them.
Okay. We'll talk Liverpool, as I mentioned in the second hour, but can Liverpool win the league?
No, extremely tough for them now.
Okay, so at the moment, you think there's only 3 teams that can win it?
No, Spurs are in there as well.
Spurs as well?
100%.
You think there's 4 teams that can win it?
But they're third.
Yeah, I know, but... when I say could you win the league, no one's really talking about Arsenal. It's just how far will Arsenal be?
Arsenal have got to be taken seriously. Can they win the league? Of course, they're top of the table. 4 points.
Go on, what you say?
4 points gap.
Yeah. Okay.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.